What's good, fam? Go ahead and hit that like, smash that subscribe, because you already know we're about to go all the way in. Welcome back to another raw, unfiltered episode of Cooking with Darius. I hope your Sunday's been treating you right, whether you're kicking with your people, chilling with real ones, or just vibing solo with folks who still make sense. Today's dish is a little different. We're switching gears and diving into some real-world drama, media madness, and of course, our favorite disaster in motion, Tiffany Ghost Moo Harden. Oh yeah, I brought the receipts. But don't stress, there's still some light at the end of this reckless roller coaster. So let's get into it. Once again, Tiffany, catch me if you can. Harden has managed to dodge another courtroom curveball. At this point, she's got more lives than a rescue cat. Every time she brushes up against actual consequences, contempt, perjury, possible jail time, she somehow disappears. Real Houdini behavior. And let's not ignore her legal magician, Bo Big Fork Brinley. Man must be feasting, because whatever Tiffany's paying him, he's clocking every penny. He slid in with a second affidavit in that FOIA case. And just like that, Judge Moreland threw up his hands like, we're good here. But let's pause right there. Moreland deserves a deeper look. Every judge who's let Tiffany slip through these legal cracks? Yeah, we see you. I don't care what kind of legal gymnastics Brinley pulled. Somebody is actively choosing not to see the full picture. Now, as for the Edgar County watchdogs, I really had faith in them. I thought they were out here doing the people's work. But nope, they turn out to be more interested in chasing clout and paychecks. They went after Tiffany hard for flashing that mystery document at a board meeting like it was the Holy Grail. Turns out it was all for show, not even tied to the missing credit card records that sparked this whole mess. The judge hit her with a $1,000 a day fine until that phantom document surfaced. Then Brinley pulls out the affidavit, and magically, the fine vanishes. That doesn't add up. Now the watchdogs have flipped the script, targeting Dalton's trustees instead. Tiffany tossed a mess in their laps like cold takeout and dipped. And keep in mind, she's not even in office anymore. So, why are they the ones holding the bag? It's a masterclass in delay, deflect, and disappear. She dragged things out long enough to run down the clock, then dumped the entire disaster on whoever was left standing. It's political theater at its worst. And sure, nobody expected her to get locked up over a FOIA case. But come on, no consequences at all? Not even a symbolic fine? At least pretend like justice still matters. But you know what? It's cool. Because the real smoke isn't coming from the local courts. It's coming from the feds. Big salute to my guy Carlton over at Go Political. His latest expose on Tiffany? Straight flames. That when she's out here flaunting is nothing more than a participation trophy in a game she already lost. You're down 11-0, managed to bunt one base, and suddenly it's a comeback story? Nah, that's not a comeback. That's just the clock running out while nobody's paying attention. And no, I won't hit y'all with an Angel Reese analogy this time. But you feel me. Federal cases don't sprint. They crawl. Quiet, strategic, and surgical. And Tiffany? She's surrounded by shady figures, and when the real heat hits trust, people will start singing. 3 to 5 years behind bars starts sounding very real when you're looking at that orange jumpsuit. And look around. Her circle is already disappearing. The people who used to ride for her? Gone. Caphodamus is still hiding out in Ina. Andrew Holmes? Silent. Stanley hopped the fence. Brown is still barely clinging to Dalton, but that countdown is moving quick. I've said before and I'll say it again, it's coming. Let her giggle on Facebook Lives. Let her post her little wins. But when that federal knock lands, ain't no friendly judge stepping in to save her. And every dime of those legal fees, that's all on her. Let's be real. Brinley's time might be almost up too. That last affidavit he dropped? Weak. Like gas station coffee at 3 a.m. week. Everyone who's been following knows what happened with that so-called missing document. If it ever existed at all, I'd bet money Tiffany and Leotes torched it behind the car wash. That's the vibe. Because let's talk facts. Why else was there smoke back there after she lost the election? She's out of office. And suddenly there's a fire near the dumpsters? Come on. Police should have been on scene immediately. But nope, just Tiffany, maybe Leodes, probably roasting some secrets. That little fire might end up being the dumbest move of all. You don't torch documents unless they've got real receipts, evidence, accountability. So, Tiffany, keep booking flights to LA, making pit stops in Atlanta, and posting your healing and growth captions. But when your return flight lands in Illinois, you're walking straight into a storm. Smile while you still can. Now let me pivot and talk about what's going on with me. I've been with the same bank since I was a kid. Never had a single issue. Then out of nowhere, both of my accounts get locked, my personal account and the Frederick Douglass Marcus GBY Academy Fund. Completely frozen. I asked them what's going on. Their response? You're not under investigation, but the accounts are showing unusual activity. That's code. Translation: someone tried to hack them. So now everything is locked down. And let's be honest, only someone on the inside could pull something like that. This whole thing, it's giving deja vu, and it feels real familiar. Just like another smooth-talking scammer we all know, Dr. Umar Edenday. That's right, Mr. Pan-African plate seller. The cultural vulture in a dashiki. Sound familiar? Umar, these banks are through with you. You've been bounced off more platforms than I can count. Your money wasn't stolen. They just don't want it. Because guess what? Not all money is good money. You're probably still parked in a beat-up Honda in Philly, rocking that same Dusty Ken head wrap, filming another low-budget royalty and resistance live stream while juggling baby mamas and ducking child support payments. You had the audacity to go after Bronny James for some prom photos, but your own kids barely know your name. Who's really Wilden? You brag about that fake PhD like it's your whole brand, but won't clock in at a real job to save your life. And we know why. The moment you get a real paycheck, it's gone, snatched for child support. That's the truth, Professor. You've been running the same tire hustle for over a decade now. You're like the male version of Tiffany Harden, just louder, dustier, and somehow still ducking accountability. Still no handcuffs. Still no consequences. Banned from PayPal, GoFundMe, probably even Venmo, and yet you're still claiming that school is on the way. With what? Monopoly money? Expire promises? Every year it's the same broken record. We're almost ready, but there are no teachers, no curriculum, no infrastructure, no strategy, just hashtags and hype. If you donated and then woke up to the scam, respect. You learned. But if you're still cutting this man checks in 2025, that's on you. Let him drain your bank account. You clearly signed up for the lesson the hard way. You're being finessed by a guy who's basically a bootleg preacher, with no church, no congregation, and a busted mic that cuts out mid-lie. And Umar, you talk all this noise about healing the culture, while your own life is a train wreck. You're like a plumber with busted pipes and flooded floors at home, knocking on your neighbor's door talking about, "Let me fix your sink." Bruh, sit down. If you had even half the credentials you scream about online, you'd be putting them to real use. But you're not. You never were.